Billikens of St. Louis University are one of the always tough teams of big league college basketball. Under Coach John Benington, they have gained many national honors and a great reputation for a stingy defense. An outstanding student, teacher, author, and lecturer on court strategy, Coach Benington is one of the game's real authorities on pressing defenses. Here's Coach Benington.
Pressing defenses are accepted as a part of every team's strategy. They may vary in conception, but their basic object of close guarding to harass an opponent with the ball and disrupt an offense are the same in purpose. Close guarding the man with the ball demands proper body, foot, and hand position. Your left foot is slightly back, your right hand is low and in front of your right leg. You move slightly ahead of the offensive dribbler, sliding your feet without crossing. The most common fault is trying to play even with the offensive player, guarding him with your left arm extended. Good position is lost and fouls occur. Good practice for developing correct individual pressing technique is a 1-versus-1 drill. Your body is slightly ahead of the offensive player in the direction in which he is going. You shift your feet, body position, and position of your hands as he changes direction back and forth. Try to force him out of the direction in which he wants to move. Notice how fast the defensive player must move to keep good position. You harass the dribbler and force him to go from side to side to advance the ball. Correct body position, foot motion, and hand position will allow the defensive man to play a tight press. The slight overplay by the defensive man and his hand position protects against the crossover dribble. The right hand of the defensive player deflects the ball. Even an advanced offensive maneuver like a behind-the-back dribble can be contained and stopped. Let's just watch again as a defensive player practices good position to try and control the dribbler. Once the dribbler is forced to stop his motion, the defensive player should immediately force him into a rear turn and follow the motion of the ball with his hands to bother the offensive player from looking up court to pass to a teammate. A pressing defense also depends on keeping pressure on offensive men who don't have the ball. You must play your man tight and try to prevent him from receiving the pass. You try to stay between the man and the ball at all times. Your vision encompasses the man you're guarding as well as the man with the ball. Again, you try not to cross your feet, sliding up and back trying to prevent the pass. Both feet move practically all the time. Your inside foot, or right foot in this case, is forward, and your body is facing your man. Maintaining this position demands much practice. Let's look at the wrong way, with the defensive man facing toward the ball, with his left foot and hand forward. You have to twist your head unnaturally from side to side to see where the offensive player has moved. He can fake you more easily and cut to receive a pass from his teammate. It becomes necessary for the defense to work as a team when two players are advancing the ball. If you're playing the ball, you should overplay your man to the outside and encourage him to go toward your teammate. Your teammate should play part way between the man he is guarding and the man with the ball. This allows him to help you play the man with the ball. As the ball is exchanged, the two defensive players must change responsibilities. Both of you move at the same time and as a team. If the two offensive players come together, you may switch or try to make a quick double team on the ball. The slow-motion camera gives a good chance to watch two defensive players execute a good switch as the offensive men cross with the ball. A good switch will not allow the offensive players to force them back. The defensive men should come together before the switch is executed. The player switching to the man about to receive the ball should actually take a step slightly forward as well as lateral. The man switching to the man without the ball must regain his position partway between the ball and the man he is guarding. This maneuver entails good teamwork and also voice communication to effect a good switch. Pressing teams must switch quickly to keep the proper position and the continuous pressure on the man with the ball. One of the most effective weapons of a good team press is two-timing or double teaming. This must be prearranged and usually works when two offensive players come together. The player picking up the man with the ball steps out quickly, forcing his man to stop lateral motion. The other defensive man takes one deep step with the man without the ball, then charges in to effect a good double team. You keep your hands high to force a lob pass. No contact is necessary since you're only trying to force a bad pass. Basketball is a demanding game. After a good long practice session or between halves in our ball games, our players relax and refresh themselves with ice-cold Coca-Cola. The bit of quick energy that Coke gives a man makes things go better. In the team's dressing room or just resting by the side of the court, everybody seems to enjoy the pause that refreshes. That includes the coach, too. Responsibilities of backline defensive pressing men are each a little different in relation to where the ball is located on the court. The ball side backline defensive player has his left foot and hand forward. His body is open to the sideline. He sees both the ball and his man. In pressing the weak side offensive man, your footwork is exactly the same. You can be a little further away from your man to keep good position and vision and anticipate his cut to the ball. You close in as he moves up. The third situation involves a man coming directly up the center of the court to receive a pass, which makes a more difficult defensive assignment. Now you must play much tighter and anticipate the offensive player's move to get the ball. Good footwork and vision are very essential to keep the offensive player from freeing himself to receive a pass. There is definite coordination between front line and back line responsibilities in a pressing defense. Each man changes his responsibilities as the ball changes player control and position on the court. The team merely executes the fundamental positions we have already shown. Each man must carry out his own responsibility to make it effective. Pressure is put on the man with the ball, and each other defensive player is playing his man without the ball, trying to prevent an easy pass. In actually trying to get the ball, frontline men two-time the man with the ball. Backline men anticipate passes. A defensive player coming up fast can force a bad pass. A great advantage of the pressing defense is that it can dictate where the offense will be forced to move. Sometimes a two-time can be initiated on the side of the court instead of out front, with the three other defensive players playing possible outlet passes. As the offensive player becomes more and more effective, it's necessary to find better ways of stopping him. This has led more and more teams to pressing defenses. Many different half-court and full-court presses are used quite effectively. Each individual must know how to play his man tight with the ball and without the ball. The team defense is a smooth combination of these individual jobs. It is hard work, but often can help a team with weaker individual ability to better contest a bigger and superior team.